Welcome back for another episode of Dr. Jea and JP's vidcast, a series of video podcasts designed to disrupt your current ways of thinking and breathe new perspectives into your life.
This month we've discussed the ladder of inference, which is a thinking tool to really shed a spotlight on our experiences and the data we self-select to see or perceive, and how that informs our beliefs and future and subsequent actions. This week, we want to take it one step deeper and introduce two reflexive loops that are related to the ladder of inference. So the past 4 weeks, we've been ascending the ladder, and these reflexive loops allow us to descend the ladder and move from one rung to a lower rung on the ladder to inform and shape different experiences. So one reflexive loop that exists is to look at, once you've made it to an action, to look at how that action informs future experiences. So this past Friday, we hosted a very fun event, and there was someone who I really wanted to attend that event. And initially the plan was to attend, then slowly over time a little bit of conflict emerged, and I had hoped that the individual would attend but wasn't sure, and had kind of loosened my grip on that hope. High intensity, low attachment, one of the previous concepts that I'm still working to master. Anyways, the individual doesn't come. And at the end of the night, I'm left feeling frustrated and wanting to send that person a message, and made a conscious choice. I was at the, experience you didn't show. I'm seeing that you don't share value in the things that I value, or that I've communicated I value this and you don't respect me enough to show up. So I believe that we're maybe not as great or as close as I had perceived us to be. And then in terms of action, I'm going to share my feelings and thoughts with you. And so I had a choice to send that feeling-based text that would influence an experience that this individual would then lead me to a new experience to climb another ladder, or to choose and recognize I actually really believe, getting at that belief rung, that people do the best they can with what they know, and act in ways that are sometimes intentional and sometimes unintentional. So maybe loosen my grip on hurt and increase my ability to act with empathy and understanding, which is another belief that I hold. So instead I send a text that basically says, I know you had a really big day today. I hope it went well, and just wanted you to know I'm thinking of you. And so that action led to an entirely different experience with that individual than I would have had I chosen a different action. So the reason that we really wanted to bring that up is not only to teach the reflexive loop, but to also teach you to go with greater intentionality into analyzing the experiences, perceptions, beliefs, and actions in your life. Because we all have the power to choose actions that create better experiences for us in our lives.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
JP, what's the second reflexive loop that exists in the ladder?
So if you haven't guessed already, the second reflexive loop has to do with how your beliefs inform your perceptions. Interestingly enough, in one of the previous week's vidcasts, I had shared my experience in 6th grade and deducing that because I didn't have a girlfriend in elementary school and even in middle school, that I must not be attractive. So I had this belief that I must not be attractive, which, if you think about it, informed the way that I was self-selecting data in that perception run. So something happened, and I'm choosing to believe that what is happening has something to do with my belief that I'm unattractive. That we're in the friend zone, so they must find me ugly, they must, I must be, whatever. I must be fat, I must, not work out enough, I must not be muscular enough, whatever. And so all those perceptions feed into this belief that I'm unattractive. When you break that down, and as Jay has encouraged us, and hopefully you've heard throughout these weeks, when you start asking yourself, well, is that actually true? You can break that, and that a reflexive loop can really help identify a new belief, disrupt your thinking around what you self-select so that you can have a new belief. For instance, I finally believed in the depth of my heart that I'm not unattractive. And so when I started coming through and going back to that perception rung, I thought to myself, well, maybe this is just us not being meant for each other.
Yeah, you're starting to see that that individual is not a good fit for you.
Absolutely.
Which informs a belief of, I'm good enough. You're just not a fit for me.
Absolutely.
And I'm not a fit for you, which has nothing to do with how attractive either of you are.
Right, and what it takes is, as Jay shared, with action to experience, and here with belief to perception, it takes a little bit of disruptive thinking. It takes a moment. You just take about 2 minutes, 5 minutes, however long it takes, to disrupt that reflexive loop, ask what is reality, ask what is true, and choose different beliefs, different actions that will help you have better experiences and have better filters.
So one of the things that we want to assign you for homework is to really explore these reflexive loops and look at how can this tool help shed light into your life and allow you to use that reflexive loop to gain new perspectives that really help bring you greater joy. So one of the things that we are going to ask you to do is to look at the belief rung. And we're going to share a belief that we are going to ask you to share with us this week. And that is that we believe that each and every individual on the planet has huge potential and amazing value. And so as you walk through this next week, share and hold that belief and see how that informs what you see or the data you self-select at the perception level as a result of your experiences. So being mindful and collecting data from your experiences that leads to that belief that everyone holds value, and then watch how that belief informs your actions and see if we can all make a little bit of a difference in the world this week. We can make the world a little brighter and better.
Absolutely, and remember what Jay said earlier this month. She said, we do this so quickly, we climb that ladder so quickly, but as you start doing this and thinking through and walking yourself through your journal a few times with different experiences that you may experience this week or even next month, this whole year, you will start getting a lot better at thinking through your experiences from a ladder of inference perspective and be able to do this a lot quicker, but it'll take you some time. So we want you to take that time so that you can live a happier, more joyous life.
And not only will it take time, but you'll start to become more mindful of where you're at on the ladder.
Right.
Right? Where you're like, ooh, I'm perceiving this, and are there other ways of perceiving? And which way is going to inform a belief that helps me act in alignment with my best self?
Absolutely.
And so we invite you to really explore that. And as JP mentioned, excuse me, you have to have opportunities to rehearse this and slow down so that when you are climbing this quickly, you're climbing it with intention. With that, we invite you to go out and shine love and light into the world.
Take care.